Okay, I'm gonna get a couple things straight here tonight. Uh, hold on a second. Pretty much gonna set the record straight. All the people I have on the list right now. I was rewatching Camilla's stream earlier. I rewatched the whole thing now. All right, and I literally saw that they were hoping that I got a strike on my channel. John Camilla was wanting me strike. He was like telling someone to strike me down. John Camillo doesn't have any friends. That's just the truth about John, all right? This guy doesn't like anybody. I'm going to tell you right now, the real John Camillo is he doesn't like anybody. Okay, it doesn't matter who it is. Maybe his own daughter, but anyone else, he more than likely doesn't, I would say. Hi, Bardo, what's going on? And John also has a lot more problems. And he likes to watch other people's problems to reflect off his own personal problems. That's how I see John Camillo. He's definitely in the closet. He talks about everyone's gay and this person's a whackhead and all this, but he often does that, I feel, because he doesn't want to look at himself in the mirror. That's the thing about Camillo. And Wally Cunningham's the biggest liar in the world. Wally Cuntingham, one of the biggest liars on this website, cannot come clean at all with who she really is. That's my big issue with Wally Cuntingham. And she was all getting pissed off at Magda for saying all kinds of things, but that's her right. I mean, isn't it free speech? I mean, get a defensive wrench so you can say whatever. Yeah, that's a bravo move as far as I'm concerned. That absolutely is. But no, King Camillo and I are not friends and never really were. That's just the truth. It's the truth of the matter here. This guy will turn on you in an instant also. He will. And I was just trying to play it neutral with him. I didn't consider myself his friend, but I was like playing neutral with him and stuff like that. And I left his comments open for communication, at least in my Facebook. I did that for my own reasons too, because anything I'd tell him, he would report. He's foolish enough to report anything I told him. So, hey, I gave him the information, Whatever I wanted to tell him, I could pretty much tell him and control him too, in my own little way. And he said he turns around and does that to Noodles. He'll report Noodles things that he wants to be reported. Well, I've been doing that with John Camillo. That's very interesting. So, yeah. I keep track of a lot of things. I remember when I talked to Camillo in the past, he, trying to think. Yeah, he would just show me these pictures of Molasses and Henry Cruiser and shit. He was getting into it. He was telling me, oh, look at these fucking crazy asshole. But he was still watching it. He was sending them to me like he was really into that stuff. I really think he beats off to shit like that. I really fucking do, honestly. I think he does. I'm just saying. I think he does. And what else? It's funny. He says Bergs looks like John Wayne Gacy, right? But John Camillo looks like John Wayne Gacy. If you really look, he's got the demeanor, even if not the 100% look, he's got the demeanor, guy, dude. He drives a van around, right? I mean, do the math. I mean, really. I mean, I didn't speak about it for a while, but now it's time I'm good at it. Because he's got court today, I see, and he's getting ahead of himself with this channel under Wally Cunningham's control again. I think it went all downhill when she started controlling his channel even more. But as they say, dumpster fires attract other dumpster fires, right? He tells me I can't just waltz in here after I've been gone. Fool, I could do whatever I want. I've been here a long ass time. I don't like how things are going. I can comment on it, do whatever I want. I can go on any amount of damage control I want to go on that I see fucking fit to go on. A lot of people fucking hate it, but I don't really care. Frankly, I don't really give a shit. You know? And that's it. You were doing it. You waltzed right in here and you did it. You did it more than anybody. When you first walked there, you're telling me I can't waltz back in here again after being gone 4 months? I can do whatever the fuck I want to do, John. Remember that. I mean, funny, when I was watching his Getting Lost in Philadelphia stream or whatever, I didn't think 2 nights later I would be attacking him again. I didn't think I would. But you know what? Shit happens. And it's just how it goes on here. And because I talked to John, I've commented on it now because I've talked to him personally before. And I personally believe deep down that he doesn't like anybody on here. His plan when he came here is he was going to work together with certain people to get rid of certain people. Then he was going to burn that person, which was Noodles. And he was going to burn that person. He was going to burn Noodles and just take the whole thing for himself. He said some shit like that when he first came on the scene too. Any comment on John Camilla before I move on? Any comment on it? I pretty much said most of what I needed to say on Lolly. I mean, Christ, that one just will never stop either. I mean, she's going to go down very hard very soon, Lolly. You better fucking mind your P's and Q's and mind your manners. Because you're going down very soon. All the lies you told, it's only going to be a matter of time. If you're not going to go to jail, Lolly, and you're not going to die, well, wait, I take that back. You could be in serious trouble soon yourself with the law, with the courts or whatever. At the very least, if something doesn't happen to you, whereas you die or whatever, how? But then again, with other people on here, it's going to happen to them too. If they're not going to be dead, Harold is going to happen to them. Harold is going to happen to them. Charlotte, you're getting a timeout for that. You are not tolerated and you are not wanted over here. Thank you very much. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. All right. So anyway, it's going to happen to a lot of people. A Harold, at the very least, will happen to some of these people if they don't die or something. I see the future of YouTube going in a very unique direction. Real Stream News doesn't get the supporters anymore, from what I've been hearing. But people like me and Bergs are untouchable right now because me and him have had our accounts for a long time. He's had his account a very long time, and so have I. There's very little chance you're getting me and him out of here. There's none. There's much more of a chance you're going to get out of here soon. Your channel's going to be gone or something. And if you're not in jail or dead, YouTube's going to make it very hard for you to come on here. That's my thing that I'm going to say. I think Camilla's about to lose it very soon. I think as fast as he got monetized is how soon he's going to come down. Like Mark Terry came down when he first got monetized. Remember that? He came down. It took him longer than I thought it would, though, actually. That's another thing, that Mark Terry. But John Camilla is not that much better than Mark Terry when you really think about it. When you really realize he's really not that much better, I don't think, as a person, to be honest with you. I mean, who can argue me on this at the end of the day? I don't see anybody bringing forth anything Bought said hi, but I'm not actually getting people commenting on this. I guess not too many people care about John, Camilla, and Lolly or Scabbage Live. Yeah, Scabbage Live is another thing. Scabbage Live is a very closed-minded person. And I could always throw it to her. She wants to throw that I'm about, oh, why don't you get back wearing a dress or something like that, or honing a dress, whatever the fuck she said. I don't fucking know. But I could throw the fact she's been in several interracial relationships at her. I could throw that at her. I could throw the fact that she cusses like a fucking sailor. I could throw the fact at her that she cusses so damn much she might have lost weight and looks a little better than before, but because she cusses and she acts like a brute still, that she reminds me of Dog the Body. For real. So that's my take on that right there. My take on that. So be it. So be it. So what on next happened? So yeah, pretty much discussing some people in here now. Well, you can enjoy him, but I'm telling you how I interpret it. All right, this is how I'm interpreting him right now. After thinking some, after doing a little more analyzing, after talking with him sometime. I thought when he first came on the scene, he was a pretty all right guy, you know, for a little bit I did. But I didn't consider him a friend of mine, really, per se. I mean, he doesn't really like that many people anyway on here. You know, he really doesn't. That's the real John Camilla. He doesn't like anyone on here. I mean, I want him to defend himself and say, I like a lot of people. If it's really true, he'll defend himself on it, won't he? So this is going to be a true test right here. But he wanted my channel struck down. Can you believe it? He actually was hoping I would get my channel struck down. And Wally and him, they were hoping I'd get 2 in one night. Do I consider anyone a friend? At this current time, I really don't, but I could. I mean, I would say that there would be a possibility if there weren't so many creeps around here. Yes, I would say there would be. And a lot of people live too far away that would be worth meeting, it seems like. Unless you happen to be in the right spot at the right time. Maybe I am. But that will be determined. Here's how it's going to go, I think. My prediction is G Mangos doesn't look to be doing his live streams anymore. So his ex-people, yeah, he was encouraging it. You don't know half these people as much as you think you do, apparently, you know? Because even if I didn't like somebody, okay, like whether I heard about Anderson getting poor bombed or whoever happened to Camilla in the past, I never really thought it was funny, per se. I do think the biggest one, though, is when Igor took Woody Widow down. I remember witnessing that one. And because she let it go on so long and she lost control of it and her channel went down, I think that was the money shot. And I would say that was a good hit. But overall, I don't encourage it. I'll tell you that right now. I never encourage porn bombing. I think it's a stupid fucking thing that people got caught up in doing on here. And he was indeed encouraging it. And Lolly, they hoped I literally got porn bombed 2 times so people could flag it in 2 spots and I would be struck. Didn't happen. So you failed enormously. The person who did it failed enormously. It was either Lolly or it was Nick, like when Lolly was like not talking much maybe and doing the behind the scenes stuff, you know. Very possible Lolly could be wrapped up in that. You know, very much so. If it isn't Nick, it's Lolly. Yes, and they both think alike, and I've said that several times. because they're Jewish. Of course they fucking think alike. And she wants to talk about how she's a Jew. Nick talks about it a lot too. But they're some of the most prejudiced people I've ever friggin' met. Or the worst people I've ever friggin' met. Who I don't know anyone, trust even listening to that. Okay, good call there. Yeah. So, I mean, that's that. And I said what I had to say on Nick pretty much. I mean, the only thing I'm going to say is he better watch what he's doing too. You're Jewish for real? I thought you were Dutch. You're not Dutch, really? Like you're not descended from like the Boas and stuff or anything like that kind of heritage. Like, I don't know what part of South Africa you're in, but who knows? Maybe you are. Um, Russian descent. Okay. Hey, there was somebody here from Russia, actually, I was talking to. And Russia is a very hard country to be a trans person in. Russia is a very bad country. It very, like, way too strict beyond belief. Um, I know any of the Russians who've migrated to America, they've typically stuck in their enclaves, you know, they've typically stuck very tightly, like with no intention to assimilate in and stuff. That's what I always remembered on most Russians I've met. Probably they've come to the States. I could say, and then over there, they have all kinds of problems with equality issues and all that kind of stuff. And so, but no, Nick really wants to be president. I'm highly convinced he thinks he can become president and stuff. Um, yeah, they don't. Yeah, they're like overwhelmingly outnumbered over there. They're just, it's not a good place to be for any asylum seeker that I see or anything like that. Let alone new residents, no matter what they believe in, you know? Like people want to talk about China, Chinese products are bad. Oh, but you want to know something? Russia's the bigger problem than China, in my opinion. But that isn't what this is all about, though. Um, but yeah. You'll laugh, though. I managed to have those sides done. And I did this when I was 17, too, to a more extreme level. I had my hair shaved back, you know, a little more like, look at that. Look at that right there. Do what you want to do with that, right? But I did this when I was younger, too. I also did this very thing, kind of like what King Camilla does. I kind of do it myself, you know. Yeah. So I figured just food for thought, I would show that right there. You do, huh? Yeah, I wanted to get rid of my temple hairs and shit. They just seem like the little, like scraggly, shorter gray hairs, just kind of scraggling. Not all of them are gray, but some of them are. Uh, and shit like that. But no, I think I do once in a while, but sometimes it slides off me, so I don't. But yeah. I think the future of YouTube is going to have certain content creators here and certain ones are not going to be here. Do you see that going down next? If you can provide an opinion on the subject here, do you think that the future of YouTube, the near future of YouTube, could look quite different than it does now? Like we're talking 6 months down the road here. I think it's going to. But the way things are changing here, I think that certain channels are going to be here and other ones are not. Is what I think. And a lot of the people who are on Mangoes, I think, are going to have a tough time finding new places to go, is what I think. You're going to look at that issue. But what would be very interesting is if Jamie Nicole came back and wasn't dead the whole time. And then you add her to the new lineup of people going forward. This would have a very strange twist on everything, I think. She's actually moving forward with YouTube and didn't actually die. Well, it's changing fast now. That's the thing. And don't forget, Carolyn is now here too. So people think I've been on damage control stirring up this place so it sinks faster. People are actually saying that now. Can you believe it? So if this keeps up for some time, maybe with some breaks here and there, of course I'm going to have to take them. But it could go down the way people are talking about it now. That me causing a stir here has really put a dent in people's honor around here. And I say good. I say good. I guess I couldn't have picked a better time. King Camilla got monetized. Addison Henderson had some plans he was going to do, but I started going live when he went live also. And then who else? Holly Undead didn't like what I was saying. Holly Undead was upset at something I said last night. Who else? Carlos Martinez has been in a total stir. Who else? Order 66. I got their attention today, and I called Ghost Reborn out, and he was nowhere to be found when I put his name in the title. Kind of funny there. Like he gave him plenty of opportunities to come into the room when I was calling about. So all these people, they want some of me now. They certainly do. Because they see that I'm approaching 2K now and heading up to a different level in this game, reaching new heights in this game with everything going down. So imagine Henderson said that I put a dent in his plans or something. He literally said that oh, now he's back when I think that the coast was clear and I was going to actually do something on here. No, I don't. Why? What's going on with him? I don't watch, same old, I don't care for anything. Anything new over there? I don't even watch. He did what? What did he do? Oh, you know who said he thought it was funny that I got porn bombed too? Guess who said, and I expect that there's going to be people who want to see that happen to me, of course. But the people who I'd expect it to come from, or the people that I didn't expect it to come from, it did. Let me just say that. Yeah, he said something along those lines. Yeah, like I'm here to always interrupt his stuff or something. I always be just to come on when he's really thinking about starting getting a new plan going, and to scam people for fights, of course. You know, like that sort of shit. Um, so, so there's something else I was going to say too. What was it? There's certain people. Oh, and they said that it must have been planned between me and Liz because me and Liz returned at the same time or something. Liz came here when I just made a return too. Someone thought that I planned that out or something too. Um, Top three enemies. If I had to guess off the top of my head, I would say Nick, Lolly, and possibly Savage. I don't know. Just off the top of my head, though, then Mr. T, and then the whole list of other people, I guess you could say, whatever. Who's on there, though, for sure. But I'm going to be watching Savage more carefully because I'm going to tell you something about Savage. She has a channel that's probably going to be tough to ever get down on here because she's more established. So I would not be shocked if she's around with the future of YouTube when some actually leave this website but say she's still around. It's a potential feud that I'm probably gonna have with her in the future. So I'm looking Savage over more just in case it's gonna be like that. So let's just say I have her on the radar, so to speak. She's on my radar officially right now because if she's not my top feud right now, there's a good chance she's going to be within 6 months, I would say. And Bombshell already doesn't like her, so I just think that she has a mouth like a truck driver. You know, she's very, you know. And I was amazed last night at Tara's response to Nick. I'm really not amazed though. Really, it's actually something I kind of expected too. But Tara responded to Nick and kind of gave into him like I would use the men's restroom. Like Tara never goes into a woman's restroom. I knew Tara was a fake the whole time. I just knew it. I like Bomb to a point. Yeah. I mean, I certainly don't mind her. Now, I think she's going to be here in the future, though. I think Bombshell's channel is more than likely not going anywhere. Savage probably isn't. I'm guessing no. Holly Undead, 50-50 on that one, probably. If she makes it forward, she'll be one of the first channels to be canned, I think, in the new era of YouTube, probably in 6 months. But that's my radar right now, what that is looking like, I would say. And Real Stream News might even close his channel down. I don't see him here in 6 months for some reason. I just don't. I think he's going to be yesterday's news very soon. Something tells me Real Stream News is going to be yesterday's news really soon. And I think Noodles and Anderson will continue to do what they're doing. They're going to have to keep creating accounts because they get shut down. They're probably going to keep doing that shit. Unless YouTube totally puts a stop to them. So there are some things that are going to be going on for sure. But me leaving here and being taken down is not going to be one of those things. You're going to have to look at me, period. All my haters, you're gonna have to look at me. Come on here still. That's it. My channel's not going anywhere. Hey. It's not. Camilla is due to lose his monetization very soon. If court doesn't catch up to it, if he wins court, I'm saying. If he actually wins court tomorrow and he is back, his channel's still not going to be monetized very long. But if court gets him, apparently he's possibly getting put away. That's at least what I figured. Then I heard he had 6 months to live too. And that's why he's binge streaming and going on so much, because he knows he's not going to have it soon. You know, it's something he's not going to have soon. So he's doing it for that reason. He wants to leave some money for his family or something. We'll wait and see what happens. But the odds don't look too great for him right now. And the fact that he was cheering on my channel getting struck, I wouldn't be surprised, but you don't be surprised, rather, if I'm rooting against him for this. I will be rooting against John tomorrow or later today. Burger Boy, what's going on? Oh yeah, he just had to do that to cement that last night. So yeah, now I will be rooting against him in court. For sure now. If you get pissed off about that, John, good. I fucking hope you do. Okay? I hope you do. You've been being led around by Lolly this whole goddamn time. Lolly has had full control over your channel, and you are not getting back up from that. Even if you win in court, your time on YouTube is still limited. That's pretty much all I'm saying on that note. Yeah, well, I went back on it and I didn't like the things that I saw. I'll tell you that. I didn't like the things. So I had to take my time, charge my phone, watch it, because this is the only device I can go. And Savage said she owned me because I couldn't show up there. It's because my computer has a very bad internet connection, or I would have destroyed you, Savage. So believe that lie that you won just because I didn't come up there. All right? Savage and nothing. You've always intimidated people on here. You've bullied people on here. And technically, yeah, maybe you weren't bothering me, but it still didn't mean I didn't say things here and there to people about you. But I didn't like you at the very least, you know? So there's that. Right there. I think people are long sick of your shit, Savage. I really think they are. And you know what? Don't be surprised if we're going into the future of YouTube here. And that feud does happen. One day. Maybe not right now. But in the future. When some of these other people are not going to be here very soon. And some people from G Mangoes are looking for new homes now. They're looking for new places to go. Evil Abe, too. I have my reservations on Evil Abe as well. I guess if he's in his own corner, I don't know. Burger Boy, $2. Thank you, Burger Boy. You've been a big supporter on here lately. Glad to have you on board. Right, Burger Boy? Very good. They could. I can't give a definite answer on that. I think some of them do. Sure. Sure, I think so. I think that I've predicted things before. I've actually predicted some things that happen, and it come with age more. It came as I got older. But yes, I have gotten the ability. It just turned on one day where I can actually predict things, and I've actually, like, I don't know if you follow sports, but I have made some sports predictions in the past that have come true. I started off with that when I was like 15 years old or something. It led to life, and it led to other things. I might be reaching when I say this, right? But there could be a presidential candidate in the future with the last name Billary, because Obama rhymed with Osama and he became president, right? So there could be a future candidate, at least with the last name Billary. Okay? And it could be a lesbian, it could be someone by the name of Mike, but it'll be a cross between Bill and Hillary or something, like Mike Billary, something like that. Somebody like that will probably be a future president. The coincidence of having Bill and Hillary both in that name, as long as it's not Nick, exactly. Wouldn't Nick be very scary if he ran things here? Wouldn't he be extremely scary? He'd have a lot of people killed. You can bet on that. He would have a lot of people killed. I know that for a fact. If he had that authority, God only fucking knows. If you gave him the levers and the controls to everything and the nuclear codes, can you fucking imagine what that guy would friggin' do? I mean, it's serious. People think he's a joke. He's really not a joke. He's really not a joke. And if he ever makes a serious run for president, I'm going to make sure to disrupt that, and I'm going to go to the media, and I'm going to tell the left all about it. That's what I'm going to do. He's going to really love that. When he runs for president, I'm going to disrupt that just like Anderson Henderson thought I disrupted him all these years. I'm going to find some way to get in the way of Nick Abbott's presidential run if he ever becomes serious, if it even is serious, which you never know. If so many people die off, he might think he has a chance, and he just might have a chance. That's what's crazy. That's really what's crazy. I wouldn't rule it out 100%. Because when Trump became president, it kind of gave hope to the little guy to get in. But that little guy sometimes can have a very dangerous agenda, too. It's like everything's about going for the little guy. But what if that little guy actually has a dangerous agenda, too? That's the thing. Would you vote for the little guy then? That's what I'm wondering about. You know? I think a lot of people, they get in the habit of voting for the underdog, you know, but if that underdog is Nick, would you want him in there, even if it was against George W. Bush's son or something? It's a very crazy thing, because you wouldn't want either of them in there. That's really the bottom line. Would you want Chelsea Clinton in there or Nick? Something tells me I'd probably have to say Chelsea Clinton if I had to pick. Do we vote? Well, I have thought of it, actually. I'm planning to go for public office, possibly. I mean, depending on if I actually have more pull in my hometown, or I could at least maybe get on the board or something like that. And maybe when I finally get in, I'll be in my 50s or something. But it would have to be something like that, you know. I'd have to get some kind of pull. But I was going to say, oh, that just reminded me, Nate is from my hometown, okay? That Nate guy that you've been seeing, right? And he thought it was funny that I got porn ball. And I was getting on him about that. I was like, you thought that was fucking funny? It's almost like he had something against me. He'd have to think it was funny if he had something against me, right? And I expect my enemies to enjoy it heavily. But it was coming from people that I didn't think would come in and say it, you know? I might, or a councilwoman, I should say. I'd introduce myself as a trans person going in there. I definitely would. I have a natural social style. People like it if you focus on what you hear, but you see your passion. Yes. And Nick admitted it one time. He passed the torch. I passed the torch from where I left off, and Nick carried the torch from where I used to be. Because did I tell you this before, Nick's? I used to have Nick's hairstyle, and I had his beard. I used to have a beard like he had, and I kind of had shorter hair, you know. And I kind of looked like Nick. And it's funny that that ass clown popped on after I retired my Giovanni Sanctuary character at that time, or persona that I was using for many years, you know. That Nick would just come on the scene after I left. And he was watching in the background. He told me he was watching in the background the whole thing when I came under scrutiny from Unitonica or whatever. So when I retired that person, the Giovanni Sanctuary, Nick showed right up. The Giovanni Sanctuary was an Italian-American white nationalist, is really what that character was of mine. You know, and Brad Silverdog made references how I was like the Mussolini of the community. I really wanted to be the Mussolini of the community. Or something like that. He was making references to that. It was funny. But Nick took over. That's what I'm trying to say. Nick admitted that he came in my place when I didn't want to do that anymore or something. But now I see where that's gotten better. Someone else took it and I left it behind, you know? Some things have just happened to me and whatever. And I just said, fuck it, you know? It's a good time to be political. That's right. And I realized I had to do this because I wasn't getting ahead doing what I was doing before. That's what it come down to. I wasn't getting ahead doing the white nationalist route. No, I really was believing it to be me, though, Nix. It could have brainwashed me worse than it already did. And it kind of was working at a time. I got the black community pissed off at me. I've got several communities in the past pissed. And now that I haven't been going over there anymore, they forgot pretty much, you know, because I haven't been going over there anymore and stuff. And I even came forth to one guy, said, hey, I used to troll you, man, and stuff. But nowadays, I don't even focus my interest in that anymore. I just came to him, wrote him a message like, I'm sorry if I ever trolled you or offended you and stuff. So there was at least one particular person I wrote when I left it behind. So that's where I stand with all that kind of stuff. They would indeed. These are good comments right there. So to all my haters out there are people out there who do believe in me, all right? They do. You see, there are, as illustrated by these comments here. I've thought about it too, believe me. Getting on the board in my hometown, at least, to a point. Yes, absolutely. Yep. Okay, so you saying that's a good way to run a channel? I mean, I don't know what you mean by that. Consider how Noodles runs his channel. I'm just going to read this comment. Well, then he might be the smartest one here if that is really the case. But I think that he does it for the wrong reasons, though, too. I think that because no one's focusing on him, he doesn't have anything unless you create controversy. See, I have my natural personality also that people are drawn to that just pisses them off, you know, just by me showing up. I don't even have to really attack them personally. I could just rain on their parade in a different kind of way. Like I could just show up and kind of just laugh and maybe put on a voice or two or something. And I used to do that on Yahoo all the time. I used to just put voices on. I didn't attack anybody, and I would get attacked for putting voices on. It was like fucking hilarious. As people were being so hostile to me, and all I was doing was putting on voices like, so how's everybody doing in here tonight, huh? Which most people would laugh at that, you know? I'd be like, well, hello, everybody. My name is Bill, and I am a social worker here. Does anybody need help or assistance that I could help you with today? Does anyone have any crisis situations or problems? And I would play this role of a social worker, and the hostile responses were hilarious over that. See, that's the kind of shit I used to do on here. I should. Mountain Nation. Sounds like a very good idea, doesn't it? Mountain Nation. I'm thinking of new names for that, maybe. Feels like everyone goes with Nation at the end of their name. I might think of another one, maybe like Marauders or something. I don't know. But Nate wouldn't like it if I ever got on the board in mine in his hometown. He would not like that at all, I don't think. He wouldn't. And that day could come, Nate. What are you going to do then? Huh? What are you going to do then? Thought my porn bomb was funny, Nate. And then because I called you out, you backed down. But still, the fact you said it, you didn't really like me to begin with. I knew that. You're an Anderson Henderson loyalist. So, and supposedly he met Coates, and he was stalking Coates, really. And Coates, he was lucky Coates was cool with him. Still wonder if that was the Tewksbury Llama. Still wondering if that was the one, because that's really like one of the only ones over there. Okay, Salty Dog, what's going on? Burger Boy, that's awesome thinking, because I knew that it was the right time to come in here when I came in here, you know, at the very beginning. Even if I had trials and tribulations and had to learn along the way how to do things as I went. Yes, Joe. So from a numbers standpoint, not a moral one as far as Noodles runs. Yeah, very good. Very good. He tries to get the numbers doing that, but he doesn't even get big numbers doing that a lot of times either. That's the thing. He doesn't. I can be me, and I can just be funny. I can provide entertainment on it. You know? I mean, sure, I've mentioned people's names and shit, but just not overly and so obsessively over and over and over again every video, unless maybe they're mentioning me every fucking video. You feel like this is the year preamble to Melt 22, the year you were really going to smash the scene. 2022 is going to be a big year for me. I know this for a fact. I'm going to be 41 years old next month. It's going to be the beginning. Just like John Camilla will probably put a reverse curse by saying, oh, this is just the beginning. That porn bomb is just the beginning. No, it's the beginning of everything going good from here. That's what it's doing. When 2022 hits, I already can tell I'm making big moves already. Just what I'm doing, how I've moved on, where I've went from where I was. I'm making big moves. You know, I really am. I'm just not telling everyone what they are, but I'm still trying to make big moves as much as I can. Something doesn't fully work, you change it up, right? That's it. Oh, as you're laughing, you're winning. Okay, that's fine. Jill, what happened? Your camera slipped a little bit before you put your picture on and stuff. I caught that briefly. Um, as long as you're laughing, you're winning. Too many people get caught up in the negative aspects. You can push through and keep your better. You take all this. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And then some of the Juggalo people look to be coming back now. It's so convenient. Jamie Nicole would now pick this time to come back too. Where Bloated Kiki has been gone for a while, and he was a main factor in her, I think, being under pressure when she was here. I think that would make sense that she would fake her death just to leave because she had a lot of heat on her. You know, she had like an overwhelming amount on her at that time. No matter what people say or they hate her or whatever the hell, or they thought she was an attention whore. I think if she came back, there was probably a time to rethink everything. And if that's really what I thought was going to happen, then and she's coming back better this time, I think. Whenever rest of the day and I see you have a live stream, it's a real joy because you provide that. Thank you so much for that. Yeah. See, I know I provide that for many people, or else I wouldn't have been getting the donations I've been getting. You know, I've been providing that. I spent some time away. I've reevaluated everything, and I'm just taking it all in. And you posted a video on my channel. You can see me. Oh my glory. Yeah. Okay. Are they new pictures, Jill? I'd like to see some new ones of you. I really would if you have them. I mean, yeah, I'd like to see a few of them if you don't mind. The more people who experience that melt and joy, the better. Yeah, pretty much so. I mean, I know it better be good, right? Jill's saying in all her glory, it better be good, right? I hope it is, Jill. I mean, I want to just see new pictures of you. Whether they're better or worse, I want to see new pictures. Not nude pictures, but new with the W pictures. Okay. I made 4 vids, all natural. They made tonight. So you actually have 4 videos on that Just Jill channel. I can check them out and I can actually see you. Is that what you're saying? All new. Okay. I'll be sure to check them out then. Bro, I just wanted to give, partially when I made this live stream, I wanted to give John Camilla something to look at before he goes to court. Melton, are you interested in gang stalking as a topic? Have you ever heard of Tiger? Yes, I have. And I could even be one of them, depending. I could be somewhere in that spectrum, somewhere. It feels like I've always got attacked when I've been on here at some point. I've always been attacked on here. I don't know what they are, though. They have lots of chaos and infighting as well. So these targeted individuals team up and they infight. Is that what you're telling me? They come from different communities. What's the TI community? Any insight you can give me, let me know. I'll go visit them and check them out is what I will do. I'll check them out. Tell you what, Burger Boy, email me at meltonjohn@gmail.com. Gmail.com, meltonjohn@gmail.com. And I'll try my best to respond to these emails. But you can maybe tell me there if you want to get more into it there. And then I will pass the information along when I go on a live stream again. I can maybe discuss it or something after I've looked into it or something. I might pay them a visit even. I don't know. But I'm always interested if anyone has the info to send me about different communities and stuff. I've always been wondering about it. Morning. Hooch Panda Snatch. That's a very interesting name there. I think is that avatar kind of looks like Nick. Or at least that fucking guy's got a porn stash or something on there. Is that the goal here? You want to look kind of like Nick? Is that right? I ate dinner not long ago. Did you see my ramen noodle video I made? I made like a great ramen noodle thing with like calamari and crawfish tails and meat. Pretty much calamari and crawfish tails. And I made a broth with the bodies of the crawfish, and I put in the oil and the calamari into it with water, and then and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, the shawarma, that looked good, didn't it? It filled me up surprisingly. I mean, for a little while it did before I got hungry again. It wasn't a very small amount of food, really, especially for the price. It was pretty good. Got that at a Middle Eastern bakery here. Yeah. You know how they have Mexican Coke, right? You know how they have Mexican Coke, right? Well, they have Arabic Coke too, I guess. But it was smaller and it was a little more money. But yeah, I might have to keep a lookout for that. Maybe I'll go to another place and maybe they'll have a bigger Coke bottle with Arabic writing in it, where I get more of an amount maybe. And I might actually get one of those. But I saw Arabic Coca-Cola when I was in there. It was just in a more smaller bottle, like maybe about that high or something. Or everything else, you just can't do octopus. Okay, I can do octopus if it's done right. I can do octopus. Yeah, I actually have done it. There's a way you gotta cook it though. I mean, squid is like baby octopus, really, when you think about it. In fact, I'll tell you something, Jill. You know what I grew up on? Italian cuisine, right? That had squid in the sauce. It was technically called spaghetti and squid sauce and spaghetti, okay? Where you had these big squid tentacles and you have them cooked in the sauce, or some people fried them in oil, then put them in the sauce. And then some of the tentacle tubes are stuffed. with bread stuffing and stuff. And that also can cook in the sauce as well. You know, so I grew up on squid sauce. My grandmother made squid sauce and spaghetti. That kind of stuff is really, that's what I grew up on. And the lobster bodies was saved with maybe some claws to make a lobster sauce also at times. My favorite soda, I could say, if I can get Faygo, I try to get Faygo crack joint goes. I mean, if I can get Faygo, I try to get it. I mean, I will say that. But as far as other sodas, I like certain root beers, but my favorite sodas are actually out of business now. Squid sauce, very good. Fishy, but good. Not offensive, only if you hate the smell and you hate fish, you hate the smell of certain fish and sauce, you might get put off by it, but I never get put off by it. I always liked the smell of it. And I always wondered what it was when I was a kid, but I didn't really know what it was. A little kid when I had it and stuff. And you're a root beer guy, huh? Yeah, because that's the thing. I thought you would have been a Faygo fan. You're not a Faygo fan? I thought you would have liked Faygo soda of all kinds, or at least most. But as far as root beer goes, Hires was actually one of my favorites back in the day, like when they had Hires root beer, you know? You probably remember Hires root beer. And A&W, no, not A&W, that's still around, but there was another one called Ramblin' Root Beer. I remember I was a kid and Ramblin' Root Beer was out, and I used to drink it sometimes, and that was like the best root beer I think I've had outside of Hires root beer. But Shasta is kind of like Faygo. I think there are juggalos who actually get Shasta if they can't get Faygo, right? I'm pretty sure that was a second favorite. Shasta, I think, was actually. Aldi has soda too that isn't that bad. I've had the Aldi soda before. I have had it. I think they're like something like a big thing for 59 cents or something for a big thing of soda or something like that. The thing is, it can get flat, but for that price, you don't care. That's just so cheap, you'll get it. You know, it doesn't matter if it'll go flat or not. 50 cents plus is still a good price for a big liter of soda, you know. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I bought it before. I know. All right, Jill. Good night. Thanks for coming in. Okay. All right. Sleep well, Jill. All right. Jones soda is pretty damn good too. A lot of flavors, kind of expensive. Yeah, Jones is good, but it's expensive. Yeah, I agree with that. But Faygo has a fancy bottle for their root beer. It seems like Faygo has a glass bottle and it looks kind of fancier. It kind of blends in with Jones soda and all that. Their fancier brand. Their look rather on the glass bottle. I mean. Virgil's root beer is okay. I've had Virgil's root beer. That's a pretty strong one. Virgil's is pretty good though. Oh, that Sioux City sarsaparilla, like in the Big Lebowski. I got on a Sioux City sarsaparilla kick before because of the Big Lebowski. I wanted to get that Sioux City sarsaparilla stuff. It's better than the Sioux City root beer. I think the Sioux City sarsaparilla is better than the root beer, if you want my opinion. I think it's better than the root beer. Do you think so also? I remember back when I was young, the store brand of the Demoulas Market Basket which is a Northeast chain supermarket, right? If you saw that controversy with the cousins and stuff, that's the one. I drink ginger beer from time to time, but that they once had their own store brand sarsaparilla, believe it or not. Market Basket sarsaparilla. They don't have it anymore, but they used to have it, actually. It was actually something. And they got rid of it eventually, but just the fact that they had it, even at that time, not many places had a store brand sarsaparilla in like a 6-pack for really cheap money, or something like that. Blue Sky sodas, I've had them, but there was one I didn't like. I think their soda tasted a little funny, but something else was good that they had. I think it was a cherry soda. I don't know. I forget what it was, but Blue Sky is higher end. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They're out of New Mexico. I like creamsicle soda. Like you get that not Fago, what is it called? Stewart's creamsicle soda. I love that stuff. Stewart's creamsicle soda, to me, it's great with the smoke. It's great with the cigar, right? That's good stuff. Stewart's creamsicle soda to me is better than orange soda, or at least most that I've had. But if I'm getting a regular orange soda, I would probably get Jarritos. I actually like those Jarritos sodas, actually. The ones that say Jarritos on them. I get those from time to time, actually. The lime and the orange. The lime and the orange, I think, are my favorite ones from them. Yeah, the lime one is good. Pineapple soda is not something that I've gotten into, though. Yeah, Stewart's goes well with the cigar to me. So at least you're in agreement that it goes well with something like that, like a smoke, depending on what you have. Yeah. Like, I don't think Stewart's goes as good with cigarettes, though. It goes good with something better, I think. Like maybe you say a joint, I say a pretty good cigar, That's what I say. Grapefruit soda, Fresca. I like Fresca. Fresca is the main grapefruit soda that I remember having. Fresca. And I liked that when I was a kid also. I drank that then. See, I'm old enough to have seen some of the older ones sometimes and stuff. Cheerios is huge down here in Texas. Yeah, because it's Mexican. I would imagine it's big in Texas. And in the Southeast, too, they have Jarritos. Jarritos is huge in Texas. Lime is your favorite. It tastes like a melted lime breeze popsicle. Yeah, that's right. I think the lime and their orange are probably the best. And if they have a grape, I would imagine that would be good. I had a Mexican brand grape soda before. It wasn't Jarritos, but it was another one. And it had like blue writing on it or something. And it was like a glass bottle with grape juice, grape soda rather. It was good. I forget the name of it, but it had blue writing and it was a clear glass bottle. And it was a Mexican grape soda. It was quite good. Yeah, grape soda. Yep, like Mexican brand grape soda. Um, oh, is that right? Really? The apple flavored soda. I couldn't picture getting into that. Kind of like grapefruit, you know. No, I mean like pineapple soda rather than apple. They don't seem to interest me as soda really too much. Yeah. Sporting Fila, old school Fila sweatshirt right there. You see that? All right, crack joint Gomez. Yeah, definitely holler at me later. If you want to email me, go meltonjohn@gmail.com. I want to talk to you about something quickly. So if you want to do that or not, I don't know. Yeah, I'm probably going to shut the stream down. I think I covered everything today. I think I pretty much covered all my topics to this live stream, so I'm going to shut it down. Um, thanks you all for coming in today. No, it's without the go. Yeah, it's that one. It's this one right here. It's that one right there. Yeah. I see more people are writing me on it. I'll check my mail more often on it. Had the shittiest internet connection that I've ever seen. Hopefully that'll change again soon. Anyway, yeah. So I'll talk to you all later. Good night. Good morning, whatever. Yeah. Have a good day, everyone. Before I go, Simon, who are you? I've never seen you around before. Are you Simon Simple by chance? Because I know she just popped into the room. Just quickly, that's all. Okay. So you knew she's Simon Simple, right? Yeah. Okay. I see you around, I think, one other time recently. I know you used to be around more. Okay. Yeah, I've been streaming more now anyway. Yeah. So yeah. I don't know how to end it though. Good night.